Henry Cejudo versus Aljamain Sterling. Again, Cejudo had been yapping and yapping about a possible comeback, seeing a bunch of holes in this current champion's game, and that would be an easy dub for him. Dude, please break it down for me. What were your thoughts? What did you see?
On paper and before the fight, I thought it was going to be an easy fight for Cejudo too. Sterling's just he's so like crazy with everything he does that it doesn't look like real technical or real high level, but he's so good when he gets you to certain positions at making the fight his fight. But yeah, his entries, the takedowns, his striking, nothing looks great. But when he gets a hold of you, he has the size and the strength, especially on Cejudo. He had him. I didn't see the numbers, but it
Yeah,
had to be like
7-inch reach advantage.
yeah. And I imagine the walk around weight. I know Cejudo got a little chubby, but Sterling's got to outweigh him by like at least 10 pounds too. But when he gets in those grappling scenarios, he's really strong and educated there, and he just uses his striking as like I guess crazy striking to open up getting to those grappling situations. But he surprised me last night. He was able to do more than I thought he would be able to with Cejudo.
And he surprised Cejudo too, because at the end, they're like, what did he do that surprised you? And he said, man, he's a lot tougher than I thought he was going to be. There was a lot of holes that I saw in his game that made me think this was going to be an easier fight, but he's tough everywhere is what he said. So Cejudo was caught off guard too by what Aljamain Sterling was able to bring.
He has a crazy pace. Like
Yeah.
Sterling's pace, he'll just stay in your face, throwing stuff at you and make you make a mistake.
Yeah, hey, shout out Will, by the way. He says your boy's just sitting on the runway for the foreseeable future. Thanks, LSK.
And
yeah.
I went through some airport problems yesterday too. I feel you.
It's happening, man. It's happening. But so I went through it and I watched it again this morning. So I watched last night. Like you said, it was a little tough for our time over here. What was it, like 12:30 when the fight finally ended? So it was past midnight. I'm old already. I can't hang. So I was starting to fall asleep. This morning I watched it again. Did you score it? Did you try scoring it yourself?
Yeah, I'd have to go back and watch it too. I didn't watch it on my laptop, so I wasn't able to watch it a second time. So I want to go back and sit down and break it down and go round by round. But I know it was really close.
Yeah,
so
dude, and if anybody would be able to break it down, it's you, because those YouTube videos you've been putting out with those breakdowns have been money.
Appreciate you. Yeah. I've been thinking of some content to drop, and I was like, what do I love to do, and what do I do every day? Fighting. Why not give my thoughts on it? So yeah, I appreciate that. I will definitely go back and break this one down.
It'll be a good one, man. And especially with how close it was. So I just went through and took some notes. So first round, Cejudo had a hard time finding the range. The very first round, you could tell he was having a really hard time closing that distance. And then there was a takedown by Cejudo early, didn't do much. Takedown by Aljo around the end of the round, takes us back. So when you're thinking about the judges, that's probably the last thing that sticks with them, right? In that first round, a more dominant position, being able to take Cejudo's back. So I edged that one out to Sterling. And with you, how many people do you usually have in your corner?
Usually two.
Usually two. So in this one, with championship fights in UFC, I believe they can have up to 5 people, if I remember correctly. And man, all I can think about going from the first round to the second round, you have Merab yelling stuff at Aljo. You had Ray Longo yelling stuff at Aljo. And you had Matt Serra going nuts, Matt Serra style. And I was like, man, how chaotic is that? But he seemed like he was totally fine with it. It was nuts.
That's a lot to take in, let alone all that screaming instructions, and you got a crazy crowd chanting and going wild too. So you got to be able to lock in at those times and hear what you need to hear. But he's a champion for a reason. So when you're at that level and you've experienced it that much, you break it down and you know exactly what you need to hear and let that get to you.
Makes sense, man. Makes sense. Second and third round, those were, I thought they could go either way. Second and third round were super close. Fourth round, I gave it a Sterling. Fifth round, gave it a Cejudo. So I could see how somebody gives it, to Cejudo, another person gives it to Aljo. It was so close.
You said you gave Sterling the fourth round?
I gave Sterling the 4th round. I
Yeah.
gave Sterling the
Oh,
4th, and Cejudo the 5th.
yeah. Yeah, I saw. Did you see the scorecards? They said Derek clearly was the only one to give Cejudo or give Sterling the 5th round, and that decided the fight.
Whoo! Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah. I
that's a
got.
tough one. Man, in
Yeah,
the
I
5th
gotta go
round.
back
I
and
don't
see.
know.
I asked about the 4th round because Cejudo's coach said he won 2, 4, and 5, and that's
Uh,
a fair. For I don't might be biased, but for him to give 3 instead of and not more than that, I'm like, I wonder what he saw in the 4th round to give it
yeah,
to him.
and I think it was going into the 3rd round too, where the announcer said, "Hey, uh, Cejudo's corner told him that he's up 2-1 right now." And I was like, "Man, these rounds have been super close, dude. I
Yeah,
don't know
that was
how."
not a fight that you can tell him like I
And you're biased. And if you're in
I want
Cejudo's corner,
yeah I want to say was it after? No, I remember after the 3rd round. I heard what's it, Eric? I don't remember his last name. Captain America, whatever you want to call him. He was saying he was like, you got to get these last 2. He was like, you have to win these last 2.
yeah,
Yeah, I remember hearing him saying that. So that's a good.
yeah,
That's what you need to be telling in a fight that close. Like you have to. There's no there's no taking a round off or anything. Like you got to go get it. So
yeah. And that's kind of what had me confused about Aljo, because he had been doing a pretty good job pressuring. I felt like he had a really fast start, first
yeah,
and second round,
he
and then the
usually
fifth
comes out.
round.
He usually comes out like that too. He comes out hot.
Yeah, in the 5th round, he was coasting a little bit. So I don't know if he felt in his eyes like he had done enough to win the fight so far, And Cejudo came out pressuring a lot more. He knew he probably needed the last round. Had Aljo on his back foot. And yeah, so for me, it almost seemed like Aljo took a little bit off there.
He kind of gasses too, because that happened in his second fight with Jan as well.
That's true.
He lost the 5th round to Jan. Yes, I won't say gasses because he's still keeping a high pace in a freaking 25-minute fight. But yeah, usually towards the end he comes out so hot he doesn't save anything for that last. Because I remember he lost the 5th round in the Jan fight pretty badly too.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, dude, again, look at his frame, man. For bantamweight,
He
I
cuts
don't
a
know what the weight cut looks like, the weight cut,
no, he
but
cuts a
it
lot
must
of.
be.
I mean, I see him posting pictures like at 168, 170, freaking
Ripped.
outside of fight camp. So that's a lot of weight to get down from.
Yeah,
To
yeah. I
keep
wonder
the
how much
pace that
that has an impact.
yeah, to keep the pace that he keeps cutting that much weight, that that's a feat in itself.
Yeah, but hey, props to Aljo, man. Because after his very first win against Jan, after the illegal knee, and he's celebrating out there with the belt, and kind of took on the role of a heel a little bit because everybody was kind of talking about the actor thing, and a lot of people weren't really giving him his dues.
Yeah.
And he's going out there and he's earning it now.
Yeah, people are doubting him and he's proving them wrong. So definitely props to him.
All right. So for Aljo, I think they're saying one more fight, and then he wants to move up and try to take the featherweight title. Marab will be able to swoop in after that and try to fight for the bantamweight title. Did you see that all that drama
I
with
didn't.
the?
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't hear any audio or anything from it, but I saw the clips of O'Malley going in and the
Did,
altercation. I would love to hear
did,
the audio. I need to hear that.
yeah, it was.
Rob taking the jacket.
That was hilarious. Also, you know what, O'Malley, it's kind of your fault, bro, because you take the jacket off and he kind of just like hands it off, and Rob's like, "All right," and he just grabs it and starts
He
throwing it
said,
on.
"Did you see what he put on social media?" O'Malley. He was like, "I thought I was giving my jacket to my coat boy."
That is
That's a
so
good.
funny, man.
That's a good way to turn it in your favor. Make a joke like that.
But we got O'Malley. They're saying September now. O'Malley versus Aljo. That's an interesting matchup, right? For me, Aljo. I mean, we saw what his grappling could do, what his wrestling can do up against Cejudo, who a lot of people consider to have some of the best grappling in all of MMA. So, how do you see that fight going down?
Yeah, that'll be a very interesting contrast to styles. Both are probably close to the same length. Sterling's a pretty tall dude. I know O'Malley probably have him by a little bit. It'll just be if he
Yeah.
can keep his range and keep his strikes on him, keep him at bay with his push kicks and his long punches. That's hard. Probably lean Sterling. I'm sure Sterling will come out heavy favorite for that one. But I am an O'Malley fan, I will say.
Yeah.
He's entertaining. He's fun to watch. So, it
He
would
is
be
super
fun.
entertaining.
It would be good for the sport and fun for the sport if he was to go get a win. But that's a tough task for him. Sterling showed that he's a dog in grappling. Good grappler against a good striker. Usually the grappler is the one that comes out on top, but we'll see.
We'll see. All right. Omar coming through. What's up, Omar? Thanks for joining us. Hold on, Marab. Let me take all the money fights before you can fight for that belt. I mean, that's what it seems like,
Dude,
right?
Well, Marab is so happy to do it. Marab's just like, he's just happy to be there and support Aljo. And he's a good friend. So
that might be one of the best bromance in all of MMA. They love it. They love each other. Omar saying Rob can't take the title, but he could take the jacket. That's hilarious. He can keep it.
Next best thing, the O'Malley jacket.
Yeah, just frames it, puts it up on the wall. All right. Well, that's all I got for the main event. Did you have anything else, Landry?
No, I'm excited to go back and break down the situations, though.
Hey everybody, Romero and Will here. Thank you so much for watching that short clip. It's just a small clip of what we covered this last Sunday.
Yeah, if you want to check out the full fight card recap, the link is in the description, and it's going to be on screen at the end here. And don't forget to go back and watch our fighter interviews that we have. And don't forget to tune in live every Sunday morning at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern, and you can join in on the fun.
Yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. It goes a long way. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching that short clip from Story of the Fight.